Forgot to change color of the mirror for Sneakerella, so my bad. I'm too focused on this. Okay. Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to be talking about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is a 2022 theatrical release about Shuri having to become Black Panther because T'Challa has passed and Wakanda is under threat from a foreign leader. It is directed by Ryan Coogler, cinematography by Durald, Arkapaw, edited by Kelley, Dixon, Jennifer Lame, and Michael P. Shawver, music by Ludwig Göransson, and it's written by Ryan Coogler and Joe Robert Cole. The film stars Letitia Wright as Shuri, Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia, Danai Gurira as Okoye, Angela Bassett as Ramonda, Winston Duke as M'Baku, and Tenoch Huerta as Namor. After the success of Black Panther, executives at Marvel were chomping at the bit to bring back all the characters, bring back the same creative team, wanting multiple sequels, etc. Lots of rumors about who would return. In 2019, Feige confirmed a ton and said Coogler had already completed a pass at a script. Chadwick Boseman passed away from his battle with cancer in August of 2020, and he had not disclosed his cancer to anyone. It was a shock to everyone involved. They went back and forth on whether they should recast Chadwick or have Shuri take up the mantle, which Shuri takes up the mantle because that happens in the comic books. The film got pushed back to 2022 because they had to rework everything. They were building a story off of having Chadwick and T'Challa. Coogler had said, I don't know if this is like quote for quote or whatever, but basically something along the line that working on that film and reworking that film without Boseman was some of the hardest things he's ever had to do in his career. They all worked on incorporating dealing with the loss of someone close to them because they were literally dealing with the loss of someone close to them. A ton of them learned to swim for the film, including Ryan Coogler. And then they revealed in 2021 that the title for the film was almost Black Panther Kingdom of the Deep, but they felt Wakanda Forever was much more fitting. Filming began June 29, 2021. It had to go on halt because Letitia Wright ended up getting injured with a fractured shoulder and a concussion while filming, and so production halted, and then it was going to resume in January of 2022, but it got delayed again because multiple cast members got COVID. They did finally complete filming March 24th, 2022. They did do reshoots. There is a mid-credit scene, but no post-credit scene. Digital Domain, Industrial Light and Magic, Weta FX, Cinesite, Rise FX, SS, VFX, and Storm Studios all worked on the VFX for the film. The film had a $250 million budget and made $859.2 million in the box office, has an 84% Rotten Tomatoes consensus, a poignant tribute that satisfyingly moves the franchise forward. Black Panther Wakanda Forever marks an ambitious and emotionally rewarding triumph for the MCU. It was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, Best Original Song, Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Best Costume Design, and Best Visual Effects. It did win costuming, which rightfully so. Ironheart, the little mini-series on Disney Plus, does serve as a direct sequel. And then Black Panther 3 is still slated in the works and is supposed to be released in 2028. The first Ironheart scene in the film where, like, she really does actually become Ironheart, you know, and like they're in a car and a motorcycle and they're running from the FBI and then eventually like dealing with the Talokans or Takolans, I don't remember, the sea people, was actually really clunky and kind of slowly paced and not a super like thrilling action sequence. And I felt like it was too long and it kind of bogged everything down. In addition to that, the film is too long. It's 2 hours and 44 minutes. It does not need to be that long for the story it is telling. And I feel like it's kind of like hand in hand with the story. I have other things I want to say, but like truly the film did not need to be 2 hours and 44 minutes. The music is probably my favorite part of this film. I think it is stunning, standout, emotionally evoking. absolutely breathtaking. I don't know if there was ever a way they were going to do this movie and like full-blown succeed, because we lost Chadwick obviously very tragically and abruptly for many of them, and like a story they were building upon through not only Black Panther but the other like Avengers and companion films and everything. So to go into Black Panther Wakanda Forever and having to abruptly change your story and what you were planning, I feel like it's only natural that it's a little weaker. I have problems with this movie, and it's hard for me to pinpoint them. I tried talking it out, and I feel like the beginning, they spend about, like, maybe 2 minutes. Like, the opening scene is Shuri trying to work with her AI to figure out how to cure T'Challa, because something's wrong with T'Challa, and he's dying, he's got a severe illness. And then Ramonda comes in and tells Shuri that he's dead. They can't save him. While I know they didn't have Chadwick, and obviously couldn't do anything to, like, show him, I feel like they could have spent a little more time on that. It feels very abrupt, which, like, I'm sure is how they all felt. They just wake up one morning and find out that Chadwick has passed, and they didn't even know he was sick. But Shuri's motivation in this film feels so out of left field, and it's also probably because Shuri was like somewhat of a sidekick and somewhat of a side character, and to take her and thrust her into having to carry a film is difficult. And so a lot of the time her motivation feels weak, even though, like, losing someone to an unexplainable illness is very unfair, and sometimes the reaction is like you do want to burn the world and you're mad at the world for like this happening, and I think that's valid. I just, like, I don't know how to explain it. The movie, like, there's a point, like, I wasn't not enjoying the film, but there was, like, it got to a point in the movie where I was just kind of like, bro, I feel like this is kind of bad. Like, it's not terrible. Like, it's got really good pieces. It's telling an interesting story. But there's just something about it. I don't know if it's the pacing. I don't know. I can't explain it. I've tried to figure it out. I'm guessing it's multiple little things all adding up to make the movie kind of bad. But truly, I'm sure it's, like, the pacing or something. And maybe they're trying to tackle too much. Like, Martin Freeman's character, why is he having multiple scenes? I feel like we don't need multiple scenes with Martin Freeman's character. Incorporating Ironheart, I suppose, is fine, because she's the scientist that made the vibranium detecting thing, which is fine. But I feel like there's something that is wrong. Like, it's the pacing, or I don't know. I truly don't know. But basically, Shuri has lost her brother. Her mom goes back to being queen. The queen tells the United Nations that basically she knows people are trying to steal vibranium. And until that stops, they can get bent, basically. And then, like, they think the Wakandans are killing all these people trying to find vibranium, but it's not the Wakandans, it's this new sea dominion of people, Namor and his people. And then Namor and his people are like, hey, Wakanda, like, find the scientist that's making the vibranium detecting machine and kill them, and we won't come to war with you for exposing us to the world, basically. And it just becomes this whole thing. And then they kill Ramonda, which I have really mixed feelings on. I don't know if killing Ramonda was a good choice in this story, because we've already lost T'Challa. I get what they're going for. I get why they did it. But it just, I don't know, it felt unnecessary, if I'm being perfectly honest. But at the same time, like, okay, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there were some choices here. I hate to criticize it because I know it's the, like, one everyone was mourning. Everybody was going through a hard time. obviously, like, it's a terrible tragedy. I still am sad about Chadwick Boseman. I feel like a lot of people are. It was cool to see Shuri become the Black Panther. Like, it's fun to have, you know, a woman Black Panther. That's cool. I think she'll kick some serious batoot. But I don't know. There's something wrong, and it's hard to pinpoint it exactly. It's not the worst story. It set up some interesting stuff. It's not an uncommon arc for a character to go through. I'm glad Shuri came out on the other side and everything, but still, I don't know. There's something wrong here. My favorite part is probably the final sequence where she's like fighting Namor and the Wakandans and Namor, Telokans? I don't know. Are fighting. That whole sequence was pretty cool. That was probably the best action sequence in the film. Least favorite part? Maybe just the fact that, like, at some point I went, yo, I feel like this is just bad. You know, I also think the surprise Nakia and T'Challa had a child and kept it a secret and he's like 8 years old now was kind of not the best retcon. I'm gonna be so honest. That feels a little tacky. We wanted him to grow up away from Wakanda. What? Dog? I don't know. That just feels... I don't know. That feels not right. I get what they're doing, and I'm understanding, and it's wonderful. There is no way, right? There's no way they could have made a fantastically perfect film with the circumstances, and that I'm understanding. Recommend? Sure, I guess. I mean, if you're trying to get through all the Marvel movies, yeah. Watch again? I probably won't. Actually, I'm good. Like, I'm fine. That's it. My final rating is going to be 7... I forget what their flowers are called, but the flowers, because she recreated it. So 7 flowers out of 10. Our total movie count is... Our parent death total is... Cry count is still the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on all socials. Check out my website. You'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put up videos every Monday, Friday, and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just $1. You get every video a week early. Tiers above that, daily trivia, monthly postcards, bonus content, etc. Join Patreon. I already said that. Buy merch. Merch is great. Merch is grand. Until next time, comment, subscribe, and not charge of real life you are, so you and don't be Namor about it, really. Or Valentine. I hate her. I'm ready for her to be done. One more left, guys.